And there we go. What's up?
Hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. It's hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day. It's Eyes Up Here live day. It's ECW Extreme Day on a Wednesday. I mean, come on. I mean, Wednesdays. That's like the least extreme day of the week, but we'll make do with what I don't know. I mean, it's Wednesday.
Monday's the...
Come on. ECW Day is like a Saturday or a Friday, but whatever it is, it's Eyes Up Here live. If you didn't know by now, my name is Chad. As always, I'm joined by the one and only Queen of Extreme, Francine.
Hello.
We got a big one here tonight. We've got Todd Gordon joining us live in just a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Todd is God, the book coming out. Great story behind Todd is God. But before we get into Todd is God, how is everything going in the Queen's Kingdom?
You know, it's going like it always is. I had a very busy day. Started off sunbathing early, getting the kids outside and going to the pool because I had to do cameos. And let me tell you, they were exciting. There were a lot of different things going on today. So I had to be on my toes and I had to be creative. And, you know, these men are just out there sometimes with these cameos, I'm telling you. And that's all I can say because I can't expose anybody.
Cameo season is hot and heavy. It's the summertime. People are feeling a little froggy.
Yeah, they're jumping all right. And you know, I knocked those out and got those done and got ready for tonight. I've been texting with Todd like most of the day, and he's excited to be here. I'm excited to have him here. And I can't wait for him to come on and tell us some stories. He wants to curse. He wants to be crazy. He wants to like let stuff out of the bag. I was like, you can say whatever you want. Let's go.
Well, I mean, you know,
here on Eyes Up Here, we just go for it.
I have read a portion of the book, and he lets it go pretty pretty hard in the book. So I could see why he wants to describe things the way he does. He definitely lived the ECW life pretty GD hard, and that's for damn sure.
He is a character, and I can't wait for him to come on and tell us some stories. But have you been okay?
I've been doing. Yeah, been pretty good. It's you know, it's every day's a day. But hey, look, we talk about Wednesday. Every day's Catter Day around here.
Day. Oh, look at you. You hated the cat, and now you have a mug about the cat.
Well, it was the choice I was given where the original mug I was given was Grandma's coffee. I said, give me the Catter Day mug.
Who's the grandma in your house?
Well, she gave me I guess it was the only one that was available for free coffee tonight was Grandma's coffee mug.
Yeah,
that she leaves here.
Liz is
we leave it for my mother when she comes over.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was the only one that was available at the moment to grab for coffee. So Saturday it is. Nothing says extreme in ECW than every day is Saturday.
How is the cat, by the way?
Points.
Are you loving on the cat?
The cat is you know, the cat's all right. The cat's okay.
Name again? I forgot.
Frankie.
What is it?
Frankie.
What the hell kind of name is that?
We're named after Francisco Lindor.
Oh, Jesus. Vinny, our favorite Vinny, is here. $10 super chat to get the party going. He's sending love from Vegas.
Oh, you made it to Vegas.
Oh, to the beautiful Queen and Chad. Have a wonderful stream. Take care. Vinny, what are you doing in Vegas? Are we partying? Are we gambling? Are we drinking? What are we doing?
He is visiting family.
Are they partying? Are they drinking? Are they gambling? Are we doing this as a unit, as a family? I'm so jealous.
Now that would be extreme.
Yes. Are you staying on the strip? What are you doing, Vinny? I need to know. But you are going into the Charles Chip Jar. Vinny always gets us going. We love Vinny. He's the best. Thank you, Vinny, for your donation. I know you could have put this $10 in a slot machine, but you gave it to us, and we appreciate you for it. Charles Chip Jar. Betty Bango, my best friend, my lovey-dovey, my other half. Hello. Thanks for coming. Thanks to everyone for coming. Colton, KM, Shizzle Fizzle. I like that name, Shizzle Fizzle. Robert Brown, Kat Wheeler, just, what is that? Bronxon? How do you say that? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Where is that one?
Whitey the Boss, Chris. Did I miss someone? Doug Williams, Angela. Gotta say it, Angela. Abraham. Who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? I don't think I did. I think. I did. Is it Ibzan? Is that right? In Atlantic City? Are you gambling? Are you at a casino? Why is everybody gambling at a casino except for me? Very jealous. Where are you at? IA. That's what I'll call you. I feel like I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Is it Ibzan? Is that correct? My nose is itchy.
Ibzan.
Colton. Let's see. Curly Man's here. Thomas is here. We're loading up the room for Todd. Everybody's excited for Mr. Gordon, and so am I. I can't wait to see him. Why don't you go ahead and send him the link? Get him ready to partay. And we'll kick it old school EC Dub style.
Yeah, we'll talk about Asbury Park later. We'll talk about Asbury Park later in the show.
Asbury Park.
I mean, Asbury Park. He said Atlantic City. I said Asbury Park. I jumped the gun. So I said I was going to say they're going to go up the Parkway to Asbury Park.
Sean is here. We have two celebrities in the house. We have the Blue Meanie and Mrs. Meanie in the house. Thank you for coming, guys. We appreciate you being here. If you have a question for Todd, you can send a super chat.
Or please feel free.
I'm kidding you two.
Or feel free to direct the story in a different direction, because that's a real point of contention about.
I love you. I love you both, Brian and Tracy. You know that. I love these guys. Kisses and hugs to you. But yeah, Todd's coming in, and I can't wait.
The link has been sent.
Okay. Let's see if he hasn't texted me, so maybe he's ready.
Who did we send the link to? And they said they couldn't get it. Who was it? Oh, it was Heath. When we sent Heath the link, I was at the field.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get it. I was like,
no, I sent it to him, but there was something added.
That was it.
Yeah, there was something added that I forgot to remove. And I was like, oh my God.
Come on.
But several people didn't. It didn't work for them. I think Rhino, he couldn't get in at one point. Jerry Lynn couldn't get in. Remember we had Jerry on speaker?
That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Terrible. Oh my God. All right.
Hey, look, nobody ever said it was going to be easy.
I know, right? Oh God. I'm just going to text.
But I will say though, with the book, so if you are a wrestling book reader, I got to be honest with you, it was a long time before I had read one, and I grabbed this right away when I was sent the copy to read, and it was awesome. I mean, seeing some of these stories from his perspective.
Oh my God, crazy.
Especially the dynamic with him and Paul. That's what I wanted to just absolutely zoom in on, and just to see what he was thinking. Yeah. You know, because all I saw was the dynamic between the two of them on TV. I absolutely want, and I've seen shoot interviews. I've seen what he's talked about when he's asked questions, but it's different when you're reading the book and you're reading it from his thoughts. So there was, that's the first thing I wanted to really dive into, was the dynamic between him and Paul.
Okay. And you will get a chance to. Young Macho Savage is here, by the way. Did you know that?
But Young Macho Savage. Did he
Young Macho Savage. I just saw Thomas is here. Thank you. Appreciate you guys coming in. People are trickling in. We're excited for Todd. I just texted him. So hopefully.
So yeah, I am on the East Coast. Yes. I'm an East Coast kind of guy.
Sean PM from UPW in 93. What? 1993? That's when I broke into the business. I don't think so. 2003? UPW. Where's that at?
UPW in California?
Oh, Meanie. Oh, my bad. But 93? I thought he was asking me. I was like, wait a minute. New Jersey, New York?
Born Brooklyn baby, Jersey guy.
Brooklyn baby. Speaking of, where is he?
He heard I was here again. He didn't want any part
Well,
of me.
let's introduce him. I'm
After
going to
last
introduce
week.
him. The
But where
founder.
is he? He's not here yet.
I know, but I'm just gonna put him over. He is
We
the
can't
founder.
we can't put him over yet.
Shut
He's not
your
on.
face.
We're gonna be sitting here.
Shut your mouth. He's the founder of ECW. He is the man. He is the first man that I met in ECW. The first guy. Don't even say that. First guy gave me my, I guess he gave me my break. Kind of. I always credit Paul, but I think Todd is the one who might have told Paul, yeah, I see something in her, maybe. I don't know. But Todd is the first person I met because I had to go to Carver W. Reed. And I told that story a million times. Where is he? Should I call him? Should I call him?
I mean, you got the link. So
I mean,
when you get the link, I mean, you know, there's not much else I could do. So
I'm calling him.
Here we are in real time. And
what does he do?
Mr. Royal there, I cannot undisclosed location.
Oh my God. Where is he?
Hey.
All right, we're ready. We're live.
Oh, good. Email this king. Okay, hold on.
Oh my God. I hung up on me.
Oh, and he hung up.
Bastard.
Now, nothing is more extreme than a hang up.
Well, you know what? I still love him. He goes, oh, there's it. There's the link. Gotta go. Didn't even say gotta go. He just hung up on me. Anyway, we love him. Todd Gordon, he's coming on. And get your questions ready. He's going to click that link in 3, 2, 2.5.
Come on.
2 3/4.
Ibsen, I'm gonna go I'm a Central Jersey guy.
Oh my God, what is going on with you two? Is this a bromance? What is happening?
So some people also believe that there is no Central Jersey. So what do you think of that?
They just say north or south.
They say north or south, but
what is central? Where do you get on the turnpike to be central? Like 6,
well,
7?
So I'm not off the turnpike. I'm off the Parkway.
Okay, so what number off the Parkway is central?
Well, I can't go off. I think the middle of the Parkway.
Would you consider Newark?
No, north. That's north. That's north.
Okay. Would you consider Trenton?
Well, that's west.
I don't. I don't know. No. What's Cherry Hill is south?
South.
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean that concludes
still
the
888
geography portion of the show.
Yeah, I need a map. I have a map right here actually, but it's
of
the
very
whole
nice.
It's of the whole United States and Canada and Mexico because we homeschool our children and there's a map.
I am not in Woodbridge. That's a good guess.
Say what a rib. No email yet.
What? That is no rib whatsoever. He just said he came in.
I told him to check your spam. Did you get the right address?
Copy and paste it from you.
You didn't put E. Oh, okay. I was going to say you didn't put an E after the D, did you, for ECW?
Copy and paste it from you.
Ay. I told him to check spam.
Do me a favor. Can you forward the email that I sent you to him? Just to play it safe.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. All right, talk to somebody. All
right, let me see. So Route 206 is Central Jersey. Look, I mean,
he just said got it.
Okay, see that? I told you.
Got it.
Again, I'm not giving out precise locations, but Central Jersey is Central Jersey. We got beaches, okay? We got sand. Central Jersey is Central Jersey. Oh, and I love that little beep.
The founder of ECW.
Some may say God, but his name is Todd. Todd is God.
Mr. Todd.
Commissioner Gordon to you.
Todd Gordon. There's no picture. It's gray. Up now. Up. Hello. Oh my God! I'm gonna kill you, Todd. Dude.
Killing me.
Who are you, hack? Come on. Get your life together, sir. How many of these have you done?
If you can hear me, Chad, did we go through this once before?
Jesus.
We did, and he was flawless. I have to
Turn
say.
your
I mean,
camera on.
he was
No,
he was right there. He was on the camera. He looked great. You know,
Todd, if you were really God, you wouldn't have a black screen in front of you right now because God would know how to turn his camera on.
No, I think says everyone can see and hear you on my iPad here.
No, your camera is obviously
if he's God, he's the voice of God. You know, I mean, that would really be what he is. Let me see if there's anything I can do for him. I don't think there is.
No, I think his camera's off.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do, Todd. I'm gonna kick you out once and just see if it lets you pop the camera back on. We'll do it one time.
This is so EC dub, by the way, Todd.
One time.
Fall my head from behind me.
All right, I'm gonna.
This is so typical EC dub.
All right, I'm gonna take him out once, and then we'll have him come. Good. This has been a while for us, so
Come on.
I have to say it's been a while.
It again. I told him click it again. Sorry, guys. Thank you for being patient. Todd.
Oh no, they get to enjoy all of the.
It'll be worth it. The wait will be worth it.
He's in the ECW basement.
The ECW basement is Rompafoon's mom's house.
Can you imagine if there was a basement in the ECW arena? It's like if there was a basement in the Alamo, like in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
There he goes.
There is the.
Hey, look at that handsome man. There he is. Hello, my friend. Now we can't hear him. Are you ribbing me?
Can't hear you without the mic. Okay. Now
there we go.
Todd, long time no see.
Rib.
How you doing? Oh my God, the greatest student to ever come out of the ECW Academy, Francine, the Queen of Extreme.
That's right. I was just saying in your long intro that you were the first person that I met that had anything to do, with ECW. You were the first person when my dad drove me to Carver W. Reed to see you. And I had to perform at the arena. You made me, because in the beginning, I thought I was going to be a wrestler and I was training to actually work. And do you remember coming down and watching me and Angel Amoroso have a match?
Oh, God. Yes.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, well.
When I was done working, I was so nervous. Remember, I ran to the bathroom and I threw my guts up.
You remember that?
I came back and I was like, it was all bile. I'm so sick.
But
you were so nice to me, and you were the first face that I knew.
And you were such a young and impressionable kid. It was like, and you ended up becoming such a great. It's amazing how you grew within yourself. No, I'm serious. I mean, when you were same spots and taking the same bumps, and like, there's this timid little kid who walked to my store that first day, going, "Excuse me, Mr. Gordon." And it was, wow.
I was so scared to come in when I saw the bars. And I had to ring the doorbell. I was like, I looked back at my dad and I was like, I'm scared. But I didn't want to take him in with me because I was like, I'm a big girl. I can do this.
Yeah, that would have been rough if you brought your dad in with you. That might have been a little bit awkward.
I was 20. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a baby.
And 31 years ago, right?
It's been 30 years since I've been working. So yeah, almost 31.
Wow. Now we're both wearing glasses.
We're both old as hell. We have aches and pains, It's okay. But first of all, how are you feeling? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, we both had the same doctor, Dr. Vinny Bombat Zorba, the shot.
I haven't been doing it though. I stopped.
Yeah, you told me it wasn't working on you, right?
Yeah, it wasn't working for me. So, but it's working for you, and that's great.
It's so true. I was walking with a cane. I couldn't even sit down. I had such bad sciatica. This guy gave me these shots, and believe me, he looks like as hack on Dr. Bombay from Bewitched. I mean, this guy's really like out there. And wait, I'm serious. I'll tell you about this doctor. You got to hear the story. You know him.
Yeah. I went there. He's talking about the stem cell place.
I know. Yep.
First time I walk in, the guy says, "Look at me. I was in a car accident. I broke my back. I walked with 2 canes, and then after the stem cells, I threw them away. I'm like a new person."
Right.
Okay. He gives me shots. Go back 3 weeks later for the second set. He walks in with a cane.
Still got that cane going on.
I said, Doc, I thought you didn't need canes anymore. You ready for this? He says, yeah, well, I had a few too many vodkas last night, like 6. And this helps me keep my balance. I turned to Sam and I said, I am out of here now.
That's great.
Are you crazy? I don't want this guy to stick needles in me. He
took us out drinking.
Huh?
They took us out drinking one night.
Yeah, he's like, trust me, this guy knows his shit. I said, okay. So sure enough, yeah, let him do the shots, and it did. It worked. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, good. I'm glad, because you were looking rough when I saw you. You could barely walk.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, when I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't do anything. It was
right.
Terrible.
Oh, my God.
Nowhere he got rid of all that stuff with his Dr.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Well, I was so happy to see you at the arena, because I hadn't been there in like almost 14 years, and Todd was one of the first faces I saw. So it was so good to see you again. It had been a long time since I've seen you.
Really long time. Like
yeah.
25 years.
Has it really that long?
Well, yeah, probably.
Why aren't you making, now I know with the book, we're going to get into the book in a second, but why aren't you, granted, you have a business, you're a businessman, I get it, why aren't you making the rounds on, the signing circuit with all of us?
Well, when they're local, I go.
It's a hard car ride.
A plane, and when these guys are bringing in at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and throwing up in a Motel 6 or something. That's not my style, but I'm going to do some in New York, and now of course the book's out being asked. No one's actually asking a lot before, so maybe that's why I wasn't on the circuit. Hello, remember me? So now, I'm doing them all over the place. Like in Queens and Yonkers the same day. In August, I'm doing them at a museum. It's a film museum. We're doing a signing. They bought a bunch of books, and they came at Field Wrestle Fest in New York. They got a wrestling store. I'm doing them. They're buying books, and so I'm getting out there now.
Okay, well, you should be out there. I started reading the book. I'm very busy. I have a very busy life, but I did start reading it, and I'm telling you, I didn't want to put it down. I know most of the stories, but some of them, I didn't partake in your world after hours.
I understand completely.
But I'm telling you, I literally did not want to put the book there. I was laughing out loud. I was just in awe. I'm saying to myself, man, I thought this was just an urban legend, but it happened. You know what I mean? So far, it's such a good read. I'm going to finish it hopefully this weekend. I'm home, but
positive reviews. All it is me telling stories. I mean, it's like you're reading a book, like the guy just sitting next to you telling you the stories about the craziest times you ever heard of in your life.
Right. No, I'm telling you, it has been such a good read for me so far. And I know whoever reads it is going to want to, get their hands on it and tell their friends. And because I love it so far. So far, so good. I'm going to say that. And I'm sure there's more debauchery to come. Because
you haven't even touched the debauchery. Chad, did I tell the story already when I met you before about the Sandman and the carpet and the hotel?
Sean had gone into it, but it's probably I think it's just the bring the house down story.
Well, let's tell this story, but first I just want to thank the TJR $5 super chat. Thank you for coming. He says, my WCW, the Queen, looking great as always. Thank you, sir. You're going in the Charles chip jar.
That is his Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yes. Anybody who gives us, do you remember Charles Chips?
Of course.
It's a Philly thing, right? Yeah. I have a Charles chip jar. So anyone who gives us super chats, we auction off a prize at the end of the stream. And he goes in the Charles chip jar.
We used to call him Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie Chips, but it says Charles on it, so I just call it Charles Chips. Rawson found $2 super chat. Todd, your thoughts on Joel Goodhart and Wrestling Radio, and then after this question, we'll get to that story.
Sure,
I want to hear it.
If it wasn't for Joel Goodhart and Wrestling Radio, I would never have been in the business. There would never been an ECW. There would never been an Attitude Era. It was one thing that's led to another. It was just a chain of events. And without Joe Goodhart, like I said, no one knew who I am. I mean, in terms of the wrestling world, and I would have never gone into it. So I have nothing but respect for him.
And this was like the bar shows back in the day.
He was doing bar shows, but he also, which is the reason he went out of business, was doing a show at the Civic Center 4 times a year, which is a very expensive building to run. I mean, it's thousands of dollars just to have the guy come in and turn the electricity on, because all you need up.
Wow.
And he would bring in anybody and everybody who was out there who was under contract. It was going to be the Freebirds and Cactus and Eddie. It was Austin Idol, Jerry Lawler, Buddy Rogers, Buddy Rich. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, he would just bring in every piece of talent out there, thinking that was going to get him to where he wanted to go, but he wasn't able to sell the shows enough to get the money to pay all his guys, and that's what he went under.
I see. Okay. Should we take this question, or should we let him tell the story?
Let's take the question, and then let's get to the story.
MII $5 super chat. Hi, Todd. Can you speak a little bit about Nancy Sullivan and your memories of her?
All through this book, there's a theme about Nancy Sullivan and how much she meant to me. How much she meant to Sandman, how much she meant to Fonzie, Scorpio. She was like a sister, a mother, a daughter. She played like every role. She was tough as nails, but she didn't mess around, and she didn't do anything but business the right way. And I just love Nancy. So what happened to her, to me, maybe the most tragic thing in all the years I've been involved with wrestling. That is just horrendous. I can't even say the guy's name, to be honest with you. I just hate that son of a bitch so much you have no idea. Nancy was everything to me.
I remember being at the Travel Lodge. Remember when we would go to like the top floor to shoot the promos? Sure. I just remember her being drunk and singing like the old timey songs, like just singing like Frank Sinatra. What's that?
It's called classic rock.
Okay. That's what you want to call it. That's because I think I only got to work with her one time, believe it or not. Just one time. And I think it was, oh God, what was that building called when we were up on a mountain?
Jim Thorpe.
Yep.
I
never remembered that damn building. That's where I worked with her, and she caned me or something. Really early in my career, you know what I mean? Because she didn't stay long after I got there. She had gone to WCW.
She stayed for a while. Kevin, her husband, left without her. He left her here.
Yeah, but I never got to, like, maybe it was a year, if that. Like, I never got to work with her at all.
Yeah. But she was very involved in the whole Katie Angle, Dreamer, and Sandman, and Mikey, all that. Yeah,
she was great.
She was terrific. She was really good. But she was a better person. She really was. I remember I stayed with her and Kevin at their condo in Florida when we were doing our Florida run. She was just, everything about her was nice. Yet she carried a knife in her boot, just in case. But she was like a doll.
Yeah. All right. Tell us about the story. Let's get into that one story first.
All right. One good story, just to entice people to want to read the book. We're in a hotel room at the Travel Lodge. Travel Lodge, a hotel we all stayed in once a month. And we had the Philadelphia shows. Pardon me. Sandman, Scorpio, myself, Bill Alfonso. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the middle of drinking a beer, somebody goes, "Yo, is this room 705? We all look at each other and go, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh my God." And he runs to the corner and he starts digging up the carpet. I said, "Hack, what are you doing? I got to pay for that shit. Don't do that. Don't rip the carpet up." He goes, "Just pulls the carpet, pulls out an 8-ball cocaine."
God.
Now understand, we've now stayed in this hotel 6 times since he put it there. He completely forgot. So it was the room 705 that reminded him, like, oh yeah, 705. At the time, he was going back to Utah for during the week, and so he didn't want to take it on the plane. But 6 months before he realized, I remember he did that. All of a sudden, he goes, "Score!" What? They go marching out in the hallway. Fonzie and I right behind him. There's this big giant planter by the elevator. He goes, "Help me lift this motherfucker." Corbett gets him. He goes, "Ah, I got another 8-ball." We're now falling on the floor. We're laughing so loud. Only he could put a quarter down, have it as a Coke somewhere, and not remember it was 6 months after that.
It's like a dog digging up an old bone or something.
How funny though! He was great. He's the best. Hanging out with him was nothing but fun.
Hilarious.
That was incredible. His description, though, in the book of the whole aesthetic of everything about it, like what he's wearing and everything, it's just hilarious. The whole thing is perfectly described.
Kim just wants to say hey. She's just saying hi, and she loves ECW Todd.
Hey, Kim, thank you so much.
Kim. We appreciate you.
We love you. Believe me.
Let me see. Kim, let me ask you a question. I know this story. I don't know how many of the people watching know this story. Can you tell us how you got the Todd is God line?
Absolutely. There was a guy named Paul Mellis, who we called Sign Guy, who eventually Sign Guy Dudley was there to anti-Sign Guy. But this is the fan in the front row who used to come in and buy, tickets for every show. He'd buy, 4 at a time, 5 at a time, ahead of time. He was our biggest fan. He had signs for everything and everyone, and he knew things that I don't know how he knew.
He was psychic.
No.
He knew when people were going to turn. He knew all the angles. I'm with you. I don't know how he was he knew a stooge or something.
The one that freaked me out was when we had Rick Rude come in and nobody in the dressing room knew he was there. And this guy's holding up a sign that says, "Hey, Rude, don't work me." What?
That's so great.
So one of the signs he held up was "Todd is God" early on. And whenever I would come out and make an announcement or say this guy's going to fight, whatever the match is going to make for next month or whatever, they'd all start chanting "Todd is God."
Yeah.
So that I don't need that chant for everyone. Believe me, Francine knows what her chant was, but everybody had their own chant.
I've had a couple. I mean, I think everybody knows what they are, but
yeah. But I'm just saying that from Hack Myers all the way up and down, to the guy who came out and mopped the floor, what they called Mop Guy. I mean, that crowd was amazing. We had this great symbiotic relationship with them. They were part of the show, we were part of the show, and we just fed off of each other. But yeah, that's where Todd is God came from.
Okay, so I know that, but there's another Todd is God story. Did you talk about that in the book?
I think I might have, because since that happened, since that era, since that time.
That's the one I was really referring to. I know how you got the name.
Okay, well, since the time of this incident, over the years, these 25 years, I've seen New Jack, I've seen Sandman tell this story about how they were there when this happened, and in this bizarre, and they would no idea Sandman was snorting off the girl's rear end. And I mean, none of these people were there. None of them. It was just me and Scorpio. And Scorpio's the funniest thing too in the world. New Jack's like, yeah, I came in. Would you have a key to our room? What do you mean you came in? And they were all naked over there. I said, who let you in? He's like, it didn't happen. It was an insane story.
So you're saying you and this lovely lady were by yourselves?
No, Scorpio.
Oh, and Scorp.
Yeah, Scorp, right.
Okay. But they're saying
that they were there too.
Now, who was more screwed up that night? Like, who was more effed up? Was it you? Like, because you talk about drug use back in the day. Somebody had forgotten somebody else was in the room?
Listen, Shane believed he was in the room when Eddie Gilbert got fired.
All right.
I mean, we could go over that all day long again.
He said it was the booking room. There wasn't a booking room. What is he talking about?
Well, maybe they called that room the booking room because that's where you thought of stuff.
Happened in Paoli, in Matt Radico's studio.
Paoli.
At Matt Radico's studios where it happened. So whatever Shane's thinking, whatever he's smoking, whatever, Hack and New Jack's the worst. He turned it into a whole, everybody was doing this and doing their own Jack.
Well, then how did the story get out? Did Scorpio tell everybody?
I think Scorpio told. I heard Scorpio tell it on a shoot once.
He's told him. I mean, listen, the four of us were, Scorp, Fonzie, Sam. So of course we would repeat the story. Basically, Sandman was probably the first one to find out, and then from there, over the years, he decided he was part of the story.
Are we telling this story so people know what the hell we're talking about?
We're talking about a girl that's Scorpio, who, if you don't know, has 3. And what? He does.
I don't know anything. I know what I hear.
Parts of Scorpio may or may not be grossly enlarged for those that may not know.
Sure.
Okay.
In this case, no, it's as large as it appears in the mirror. Anyway. So he got a little crazy with the girl, and as he was using his member, he was screaming, "Say Todd is God." Because it just seemed like a funny thing to do at the time. And finally, she started yelling, "Todd is God." He's going to say it. He's screaming at her. She's screaming back, and people in the hallway may have heard it, whatever it was.
And what are you doing?
I was just laughing. I thought it was very funny.
See, all these years, I thought you were banging the girl and she was screaming, "Todd is God."
Well, she became what we called the pony. It's a whole long dog and pony story, a la Raven, which is way too much for now. But I'm just saying, yeah. No, it was just, yeah, it was a fan. It was not a fan. It was a rat. It wasn't a rat. It was submissive. Maybe she was submissive. I don't know.
Wow.
But Francie fell in love with her eventually.
Oh.
And took her home to Mama. Which made Scorpio and I even more hysterical.
But then they broke up a little while after that, right?
Yeah.
It worked out.
He got sober one morning and like, "Mama, what'd I do?"
I can't.
I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't. What?
You haven't fun yet?
Hey,
I
wait,
love it.
we got a comment from the Blue Meanie. Scorpio member has its own birth certificate.
What's up, Brian?
Talk about you and Fonzie, because you guys made me smile every time you guys worked together. For those of you who don't know, him and Fonzie were like this, besties, and now they're thrown into this angle where they have to work each other. How much fun?
Well, everything was fun except being in the rings. We couldn't.
Stiff?
Yeah, because we couldn't work. We were not going to be the ones who go out there on the owner of the Extreme Championship Wrestling and go out there and have a tuxedo match like Cornette and Paulie or something. Come on, we had to go out there and keep the thing going. So we couldn't work. So we just literally said, "Let's beat this shit out of each other. What else can we do?" And we went and we lumped each other up good. So anybody wants to crap on that, trust me, it was just real guys.
I'm not crapping on it. I enjoyed it. Like I love the fact that when you're one of the boys, like I knew the dynamic between you and Fonzie, but then to see you guys in the ring together, it just made me chuckle because I'm just like, yeah, they're being stiff with each other. And it's okay because, we love each other.
Yeah. Then we drive to Jim Thorpe up that big mountain every time. There's always the four of us. We go, and Nancy actually. We go, "Fonz, you're a heel. We're all baby faces. You got to get out here and walk the rest of the hill." He goes, "What?
In the snow?
You can't walk that hill." And every time we say, "We'll bring your bags up, see up the mountain." And we make walk all the way up as a rib.
He could have just put his head down in the car.
Well, of course.
So
that was the rib.
So mean. Angela Dawn, $5 super chat. Hello, everyone. Was there ever a moment during a match where you legitimately thought someone was dead? Todd, did you?
No, dead, no. Although there was a match one time where, honest to God, where Fonzie thought I was dead. True story. Ross Raver Ice Rink.
Yeah.
Sabu and Van Dam and Fonzie, and I couldn't tell you what else was going on. But it's an ice cold hard surface. Like a board over it. There's no mats outside anywhere.
No.
Really not there. And, I've seen it happen in football a lot, but I didn't know what it was. But Sabu put me through the table. On the floor. And I had the wind knocked out of me, which I didn't even know what that meant other than seeing it on TV. The guy just lays there and go, "Oh no." Well, that was me. I was like, I couldn't do anything. And Fonzie comes over and he goes, "Todd, are you okay?" And I didn't say anything. No Iggy, nothing. He goes, "Sabu, we killed Tonster. He's running around. Tonster's dead. I'm trying to go, I'm trying to get the air out to say, "Shut the fuck, I'm fine."
Yeah.
So that would be the closest one about being dead. But yeah, he really did believe that he killed me. Because he waited for me to give him the Iggy. I just lay there, couldn't do anything.
Oh my God. Wasn't it you that when we had that huge pull apart at the arena, when for Gary, when Shane did the halo gimmick, what was it you that went up behind him and he turned around and punched you in the head?
No, I was the first one in the ring, and like, it was really cool. Like, I love watching it over again. 'Cause, like, I
I
literally
thought it was
went
you.
through, I usually literally dove through the ropes.
Okay. Somebody came up behind him
I
and
went over to
grabbed
Shane.
him. And he always thought it was you. And he says, I turned around and I punched him because I thought it was a fan. He goes, and here it was Todd Gordon.
I'd have to watch it again. I don't remember that. I just remember
Okay.
him saying to me, "How the fuck am I getting out of here?"
It was scary.
Because
That was so
we
scary.
thought, we'll make it look even better by having two fans that were planted there from our school come over the railing. Except 80 people came over before they ever got over.
I was going to say there was more than two that jumped that railing because we
They
got
all jumped it without me planning anybody. I was like, whoa.
that was scary.
Being a Gary coming back, Gary went to a hospital across the street from my store, Thomas Jefferson Hospital.
Mm.
He finally comes in for all this time of sleeping, sitting up for like months. And did it. The halo's off. He was so happy. He was doing a jig. I said, Gary, don't hate me. But how would you feel about keeping the halo on for a little while longer? He looked at me, brother, you fucking ripping me? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I said, well, only when you leave the house. I mean, you sleep in your bed, but I want people to think he's still got a broken neck. I've got an idea. And sure enough, and he did it so well. What he did was, when he went in the ring when Shane shook him,
Yeah.
he put his hand in his pocket.
Yes.
So that he couldn't brace himself when he went down. So it looked, wow.
Yeah, he looked crippled.
Yes, he did that amazingly.
Yeah.
And that made that whole angle work like just fly. But he wanted to keep that halo on.
That was one of the scariest nights of my life. I mean, I had people grabbing and punching me, and I had taken a bump, so I was trying to sell, but I couldn't get my feet to get flat on the ground. My feet were being drugged.
And our smart crowd would never go after one of our heels. They know they're all smart. So really, really got them. You know, it was like Sandman blinding out. We actually got them, and we love when we get them. You know what I'm saying? It was the greatest feeling in the world. They're so smart.
So scary. Here's a question for you. Since the book has been released, has Paul Heyman reached out to you? Have you, when's the last time you spoke to Paul?
Last time I spoke to Paul was when he asked me to come down and say something for his DVD that he was doing for the WWE, which I did. And he asked me once after that. But once it came out, that's the last time we spoke.
So you don't know if he even read the book?
No.
Nothing from him. Okay.
Not at all.
Do you think there's any stories in there that he would probably challenge you on?
I don't think he'll challenge them. I mean, I think that he's not going to be happy to see them in there.
Okay.
I think he's very upset when I talk about what really happened between he and I. Which nobody, including yourself, really knows that story, but it's in the book, but I'll tell you.
You know what you hear.
Yeah.
I still don't know why we went bankrupt, Todd, and I was there for 7 years. I don't know.
Bankrupt. You bankrupted the company.
It was me.
You were so expensive.
So sorry. Yeah.
That was, as a fan, that was honestly what I wanted to read the most, was how it all went down. That whole transition with you and him, and how that was the most fascinating part to me, was how it went from you to him, and just that whole dynamic with him. And it just seems like everything with him is such like a psychological game. And I don't know, it's just, he's such an interesting guy, but it seems like a lot of it is a manipulation game. But I don't know, it's how he can take what you built and drop it it's crazy.
One of the lines I say in the book is, I lost a game of chess that I didn't even realize I was playing.
Yeah, it's a great line.
That's the truth. You know, we're getting expenses, we're getting crazy. And they were paying $3,000 for MSG Network, $3,000 a week for Sunshine Network. That's $24,000 a month. That's before we got to the pay-per-view level. It was a whole nother category. The reason we took those deals One was because Paul said, we got to do New York. Studio 54. I got the whole show sponsored. It's done. No, every commercial's done. People, they're climbing over each other to sponsor the show. We take the deal, sign the contract. Not one commercial, not one. Still go on. We move forward. Sunshine Network, we thought, that was not him so much as it was both of us. We thought we could sell commercials down there. And the guys we brought in, Howard Brody, they weren't able to sell the commercial. We thought they would. So all of a sudden, we're not getting anything back except, anybody buys a shirt from our advertisements. And, I kept telling them things are getting bad. There's only so much money left. I can't get $24,000 a month. And forget what house shows when you're paying for everything. You're not getting that money back. So I tell them there's 10 weeks left. You got 9 weeks left, 8 weeks left. That's how it went. And I found an investor. I got a guy who's willing to put in. Understand, I gifted Paul 49% of the company. He'd never taken a paycheck. So I gifted him 49% of the company because that's just the way I am. I couldn't stand him working for free. So since this guy wants 20% or what, so 10 from each of us. And he said, no, I'm not giving up any of my shares. We're going to have business in 10 weeks. What are you talking about? If you want to get 20% of your shares, I said, so what? So you go 49, now 30? The whole point of the 50-49 was the fact that someone has to have the last word. Not worried about you burning the house down. Mm-hmm. I won't do it. So we didn't make the deal. I got a call. I have a friend, uncle, works for HBO Music, head of Sony Music. The HBO's would like to have a meeting with us. Wow. Now we're getting like 4 weeks left. Meeting tomorrow. Where's the tape? It'll be there. Don't have to say to Francine, right? It'll be there. I said, Paul, this is no joke. It's fucking HBO, man. I got up there in New York. All I had was my thumb on my butt. Was never there.
Wow.
That I couldn't believe. That was one of the, learning that was incredible that he dropped the ball with that.
Without me telling you this for facts, I can't say it's for fact. My instinct would be that he was maneuvering at that point to get the company because he wanted to be Vince McMahon. Eddie Gilbert wanted to be Jerry Lawler. Paul wanted to be Vince. And he had delusions of grandeur. Now it could be me. He hated it was Todd and Paul's company. Todd's EC. He wanted to be Paul's ECW, which somehow over the years he's made that become the way people feel. In the book, I expose why it isn't that way and why it was never that way. And it became that way, which is okay, but it was, there's more to it than that. And when I left, here's the part's going to kill you. We had a deal. We had an understanding. I was going to get so much money back. I had to take so much a month. If he didn't pay it, his family would. I had a relationship with them. So I knew I was going to get my money back. But by the end, 97, guys couldn't stand working there anymore. The director, which I made a family, had become fractured up the wazoo. There was a New York clique, a Philly clique, this clique, that clique. And there was never cliques when I was running that place. Ever. We had people huddled around a 12-inch monitor, all watching everybody else's matches. Not saying, hey, I'm making my own belt. Make my own, yeah. I'm going to do my own thing. And okay, whatever you want. It was ridiculous.
See, for me, when you say the Philly clique, I was part of that Philly clique, but I was friends with everybody. I tried to be.
But you weren't brought in that inner grouping of New York or Philly. You were great. You were part of us, but so was Public Enemy, Sabu. They weren't from Philly. It was just the people that we were all close friends with.
Yeah, we called the Philly clique everybody who flew out of Philly airport. And then that's what we called the Philly clique. And then Jack Victory and Dreamer were part of it too, because we all would hang out together. Carino, Lou D'Angeli, me. That was, now that when I think of Philly clique, that's who, C.W. Anderson, that's who I think of, because we always hung out together. But I tried to like I never saw what you saw. I tried to be friends with everybody and keep a good relationship with everybody. There are people I was closer with than others, obviously. You travel with people, like you build relationships. But like as a talent there, I always thought of us as a family. Like I didn't
I felt that
really
way for a couple of years too, until, as I said, now all of a sudden somebody else is going to write the checks, and I'm going to stay there to make sure everything's good because I'm the one who's got the relationships, business wise, with Japan, with here, with there, and he needed me to continue those relationships, or all the money would be gone. At the end, in '97, as you're saying, here's the part you have no clue about. I said, I'm done. I got to go. Whatever. I said, I'm trying to see. Everybody's leaving. Like everyone wants to jump. I helped Teddy and Johnny get into WCW because that was where we were always polar opposites. I said, boo. He wants to leave here and go there. I said, yeah, to make 10 times a year what he's making here. How dare he? That bad. Like that became your public enemy, his enemy. So whoever wanted to leave was his enemy. And I said, dude, he broke his neck for 500 hours at 500, making $500 a night. He's gonna go make $250,000. How do you begrudge him that? We were always so opposed on that. Anyway, now everybody wants to go. Everybody's sick of what's going on there. I said, dude, you got a fractured locker room. Everyone wants to go. They all want to go to WCW. They all want me to call and goes, all right, hold on, we can do this. We can do this. I said, yeah. It was always our goal at the beginning was us against the world. We're the little engine that could.
right.
He needed to get back there. And his creative mind said, hey, if we have a joint enemy, if there's a mole who's trying to bring ECW down, I can bring the group back as one. I mean, obviously Sammy knew the truth, Fonzie knew the truth, Scorpion knew the truth, but I didn't let it out to anybody else what was really going on. Because you got to be the heel. And then, a year from now, you'll appreciate this, Francine. When you come back, you will be the greatest fucking heel in the history of professional wrestling. Come on, who comes back and I said,
Are you telling me that the call was a work?
trying to tell. I assumed you knew that. I assumed Bubba and Tommy knew that. But apparently, when I watched that DVD, I said, nobody knew that. He didn't smarten anybody up.
No, because I heard it at the
I
studio.
know. He wrote it. He told how to say this. Yeah. And I played that.
What?
And I took that for the last 30 years. And that's why I wrote the book, Francine.
To this day, Todd, I swear to you, I kept saying, I kept saying to myself, how did they break into the answering machine so we could hear that message?
Francine,
Todd.
if I was the heel, I could have taken my footage with me. I gave him the footage to keep using to run B-rolls on every show. He couldn't have done that if I took it with me. But nobody thought that through like that. So, hey, it worked for him. And for a while, the locker room started to bond together again. It was a good thing. I wanted the company to succeed. It's the exact opposite of being portrayed as wanting it to fail. It's insane.
I can't even. I'm in shock right now.
That's great.
That he worked everybody on that one. Then
imagine that.
Look at me. I am flabbergasted. I never knew. There's so much I didn't know, and I was right there.
In all fairness, nobody knew that. That was
wow. I feel dumb as shit.
No, that was really the two of us together, and me being cool enough to lock it up and just suck it up while people were saying things everywhere. I said, you know what?
People hated you guys for doing that.
I wanted this company to keep going. Otherwise, I'll never get my investment back.
Wait a minute. So I can't wrap my head around it. So you and Fonzie, right, having that private discussion that I thought was broken into and stolen so we can all hear it. That was all work.
No, I can't say that. It was all work. I don't know what I told Fonzie or didn't tell. I mean, at the beginning, they were all asking me to help them out, and I was helping them out, and I told him in front, they want to leave, I'm helping them. if I can, I want to get them another job. There was no
Okay.
talk about it. That's the part people thought, oh, he's doing it underneath and no one. He knew, and then he said, you got to help me save the company. I need to get these guys back. I said, well, these guys know if they come back, it's not because you're paying them more.
Huh.
And that's how they stayed.
But the phone call was a work
Yeah.
that I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
Todd is
I
gone.
literally
Todd
sat.
is gone.
I got work. I literally sat there with my like I just did with my jaw, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe we're all sitting there like, oh my god.
I'm gonna sit there with Joey Styles going, oh, 1-900, find out who the mole is. Like, yeah, that was not easy.
No, well, I can't imagine it would
It took
be.
a set, and I waited. And I thought I forgot about it until and I'm like, wait a minute, he's never smartened them up like in 25 years.
No, I don't know
I
anything.
know that. That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know anything. Oh my god.
Why this is the authorized story of ECW, as opposed to the unauthorized story. I was never interviewed for one DVD. Rise and Fall. That's
Me neither. The only one I was interviewed for
part
was
of the Rise and Fall.
I know.
Okay.
I was interviewed for the ones that Shane did, like the ones that weren't WWF or WWE involved. They never called me for anything. It was the one that Shane, Forever Hardcore. That's the one I was interviewed for.
But why do you think I wasn't interviewed?
Because you would tell that story, probably.
Because Paul's wife said, I got this. Don't worry about it. I got, Paul Heyman's ECW.
Will he come back and say to you, you're lying? Do you think?
I don't think we'll ever talk again.
But I mean, if
I'll
he
tell you
hears
why.
this,
Huh?
Polly, if you hear this, would he like challenge you and say, there's no way you're full of shit?
That could be one tactic you might take. I don't know. Here's what my guess would be.
Oh.
When we were growing, and Dennis Carluzo's being, nipping and annoying little twat, we both would say to each other, don't acknowledge him, because if you do, you're taking your company and you're bringing it down to his level. Instead, we took on WWE, WWF. We took on WCW. We're trying to elevate ourselves to that level. So right now, he's at that level. I mean, he's got a plum spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Possibly may say, ignoring me is the best thing he can do and it'll go away. That's fine. I'm not looking for a challenge. I'm not looking for a fight or an argument. I just got tired of hearing Paul Heyman's ECW, and I thought, let me tell the real story what happened. I mean, it was his, but it wasn't always his. I had some kind of a legacy there.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and even though that's the real story, it'll either never be told, in that main forum, and never be acknowledged, and he'll never sell it. He'll just either continue with just the narrative that it never happened in his world, and just Paul Heyman's ECW, just like you said.
That would be my guess. I mean, he may come back at me, but I don't know. But I'm saying my guess would be he's going to say, yeah, I left that behind 30 years ago or 25 years ago.
We broke him once. I did an interview once that somebody said something about him. He got really pissed off, and he took to Twitter and he lit it up. So you never know. He might see it, and he might
wow.
He might get a little
online under a different name and say, blah, 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 but whatever. I don't care. I'm 68 now. That's what I don't give a shit anymore. I stayed silent for almost 25 years.
You're just telling your truth.
Yeah.
Your truth. Dan Lemley, $5 super chat.
My truth, not my truth. It's the truth.
The truth.
The truth. Oh my God. Dan says he can't wait for the book to relive ECW history. Dan, you're going in the Charles Chip jar. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a favorite chapter?
I do, but one of the only ones that's not about wrestling. And it's very sad. Whatever, I'm just saying. It's a chapter about a death of my family that was really heavy to me. And that was as Mike Johnson was nice to say, the most poignant chapter in a book. And he thought the best chapter in the book. It's about a sister. I lost my sister, who was my best friend. like an every day, my entire 20s or 30s, all the way through.
Yeah.
The PhD, brilliant psychologist. I mean, unbelievable. Got brain cancer one day out of nowhere, like that. 11 months later, and then COVID came 3 months after that. So
Oh
it's
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't die from COVID, but I'm saying that's the chapter that I wrote without Sean because I couldn't say it. I couldn't. Everything I did with him, I did on Zoom. We did 8 hours, 10 hours of Zoom a week.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was tell stories, and all he did was laugh.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
for the story I just told you. But that story, I couldn't even verbalize it. I had to write it myself, and so that would be the one
I'm
probably.
so sorry for that. Yeah, that would be hard. Family's everything, so I get it. But on a lighter note,
Oh, no, how about that time in Pittsburgh? Early morning flight. He's already laughing. He knows the story. Damn it. Anyway, Sandman, Scorpio, myself, at the baggage carousel. Where the hell's Fonzie? No one can find Fonzie. We just got there. Where the hell could he be? Wait for the bags, wait for the bags. They start to come down, the carousel moves. Fonzie's sound asleep on the carousel. As the bags coming down, I'm smacking him in the head.
oh my God,
We're pulling him off the carousel. I mean, yeah. How's that for a lighter note?
was he asleep or was he?
Out like a light.
You know what?
It'd have been an all-nighter.
Fonzie makes a great foil to a lot of the stories, I have to say. Every one of them ends with some sort of line about Fonzie for the most part.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Or hack.
Fonzie's favorite line was, "Guys, just save the fat one for me."
Yeah. He didn't care about the order. That was what I learned about Fonzie. Fonzie didn't care about the order.
Yeah, I can go last or just give me the fat one.
Oh God, I can't. I missed a party. I swear, I would have liked to hang out with you guys just one time, just to see the debauchery.
It's like Lay's potato chips. You couldn't eat just one.
I know. I probably have to come back for more. I didn't partake in
Charlie's potato chips. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there, but I feel like I was there reading this book. So I want everybody. Is it on Amazon?
It's on. By the way, came out yesterday, #1 on Amazon.
Congratulations on that! Oh my God, that's brilliant.
#1 new release, a #1 wrestling book. All I don't know. I mean, that was pretty overwhelming to me yesterday.
Amazing. Well, the next time I see you, I want a signed copy.
You got it.
Yeah, I want one because I have it on the digital right now when I'm reading. It's hard to read on my phone. I want to.
Does the digital have the pictures and stuff?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does, but I want you to write something to me because as I said earlier, you're the first person I ever met in ECW. And I honestly, I feel like I always say Paul gave me my break. He gave me the ball, let me run with it. But you're the one that I feel like you saw me first. And I feel like if you didn't see something in me, you would have probably said, you don't got a kid, go home or something like that.
You know what the only thing I booked for you was?
Penny Pulsations?
Miss Montgomeryville.
Miss Montgomeryville.
And I'm choke slamming you.
Yes.
Angle, yeah.
And that, I believe, is the first night that I met Paul.
Yeah. I said, I've got an idea for this girl. She's in our school. I think she can pull this off. He came out with a sash. Miss Montgomeryville.
I came out like this with the long gloves on, remember?
I missed her at the parade. That's Miss Montgomeryville, for God's sakes. Who knew?
And you know what was so great about that is when I took that bump, I never went to the locker room. I went straight out to the car and went home.
That's what you had to. House would be real.
Old school. And then I go, oh, I wonder if I have a job because I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't know if it was a good bump. I didn't know what was going on, you know.
So good too.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you. I've said it. You're the first guy I met in this business, and
Franny, you'll always be in my heart. Always.
Oh, I love you, Todd. I'm so glad.
That's shoot true, Fran.
It's a shoot. It's a definite shoot. Well, everybody needs to go to Amazon, type in Todd is God, get this book. And if you're in, when's your next signing? What do you
every Barnes and Noble, by the way, any bookstore. Every Barnes and Noble's carrying it. It's Simon & Schuster. That's what they do.
Okay. It's brilliant. The little bit that I've read so far, I'm going to finish it this weekend, and I'm probably going to read it again if I get it in print.
Tell me what you thought.
Yeah, I definitely will, because I'm laughing my ass off the little bit that I read so far. I can't wait to get into the juicy part, you know?
Funny, just today alone, I got heard from Bob Ortiz, John Finnegan. They're like, oh my God, I've only read 25 pages, but I'm already loving it. I'm like, that's really cool.
It's great. It's great. I wish you all the success in the world. I hope you become the best-selling author in history from this.
You got a good guy with Chad, by the way. It's 2 times in a row.
Don't put him over. We don't put him over on this show.
Thank you, Todd.
No.
I appreciate that.
No, we don't put him, please.
And Todd, I was going to say, I would take the free copy, or I'll believe Shane's part of the story. So that's where you gotta weigh it that way. I'll either go with Shane's story or the book, either one.
Todd, without me on this show, he's nothing. So let's just, I'm the star here.
When I met Todd and we were doing the other show, it kept going off the rails, and I kept bringing it back, and it kept going off the rails, and I kept bringing it back.
Was it smoother this time with him and I? Because, we go back. I would think it would be. Than Husey. Was Husey drinking? Was he drunk?
He was Husey.
He's drunk. Yeah. See, I'm very sober. I got a good head on my shoulders. I knew this was going to be a great interview. Do you have anything you want to say to the fans? Can they follow you? Are you on social media, Todd?
No. I'm on Facebook. And my email's AOL, so I'm just saying.
I love it.
I know. My kids say VCW at 1980.com.
There you go.
Really AOL, but nonetheless.
Well, listen.
No, listen, you know this and I know this. Without them, without their chance, without their intensity, without their bringing weapons to the show,
right?
That relationship is as important as any relationship we had in the building. God bless everyone, and I love them all, really.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm on social media, so if you ever need something that you want to get the word out, text me or call me and I'll post it for you, because we want to get 1 million copies of this book sold. We want you to come see Todd when he is in your area, because he'll be making appearances. And I'm just happy I got to see you again, and I'm happy you're feeling better.
And I'm glad we got things going again too, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely. So hopefully I see you soon. I appreciate you coming on. Todd is God.
Love you, Franny.
Everywhere. I love you too. Buy the book. Show Todd some love, and we will keep in touch for sure. And I will text you after I'm done reading it.
Yeah.
I want you to know my thoughts. All right, Doll. Thank you for coming on. Love you, and I will see you soon.
You too.
Take care, Todd. Ooh,
wow.
Did
you see my face?
I did.
I sat in that office when the phone call was being replayed to us. I don't remember exactly like verbiage word for word, but I just remember hearing their voices and me thinking, oh my God. And I always thought to myself, how the hell did Paulie break into the answering machine?
Yeah.
Because back then it was like, tape. You put the tape in the answering machine kind of thing. How the hell did no one know?
Yeah.
I am flabbergasted.
And I remember what he said about the Joey Styles, ECW hotline, find out the mole in the ECW locker room, and then it being all over the old dirt sheet websites.
And he got a reputation as a stooge, which was not fair, obviously, for this. It was a big work. I was worked, and I always say you can't work a worker. That's my T-shirt. But man, I worked.
But he worked everybody. That was a huge one.
Unbelievable. Well, I learned some things, and there's going to be more things that I learned by, reading that book. So, he was a great guest. I'm going to thank him right now.
How about this? Now, hearing Todd's stories and stuff, he went, very heavy on the partying and a lot of the, the stories of the salacious side of ECW. Any inkling, any fire, any desire to write a book at all? Tell some of the more wholesome side of a wrestling career?
I feel I've been asked this so many times. I really do feel like people would be bored, because I don't find I don't find myself telling stories that would hurt somebody or damage somebody. And I feel like just, a beautiful book about rainbows and unicorns, I don't think that would sell. People want, the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll. That wasn't me. That
Right.
really wasn't me. And any relationship that I might have had, I keep it to myself. I'm not one to kiss and tell. I don't find that
Right.
appealing. I'm with my husband now. I have children. I don't feel comfortable reliving past experiences or talking about. Who wants to read a book about how green my grass is? I
I
don't
mean,
think
if it was really green, I mean, that's sometimes people like to hear the good
I don't
stories, but I
know. I mean,
understand what you mean.
yeah, because out of most of that locker room, I feel like I've had such a blessed life to end up where I am. A lot of my peers have fallen. They've died, or they're drug. No,
Right.
are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Mhm.
I've never had to go through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, you know, the worst thing I went through is when my dad and my sister died the 4 days apart from each other. Like
Yeah.
that would be the main chapter if I ever did a book. But honestly, like I can't, oh, I drank so much I threw up one night. Well, who didn't in their life? Everybody's done stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, you're right. You're right. No,
I
it's
don't know. I just feel like no one cares. No one would care about a book. So
sometimes I think, especially with the wrestling books, I think it's about the book tour too. It's like what Todd's doing. It's the going on the shows and doing the signings and people getting the chance to hold the physical book and get the signature and get that's, I think, a part of the book process, is that side of it. And I'm looking at his chapters. He's got basically the whole thing, and the chapter about his sister is the next to last chapter of the book. So I think you've got an interesting story, but I completely get where you're coming from, and then it's completely justified. I
yeah,
think I think you just have one of those rare good stories for wrestling.
yeah.
Very rare.
I feel like it could be, maybe a YouTube episode or something, but a book, I don't know. I mean, maybe people would be interested. But I just don't know if
Book agents, if hit her up.
I don't know. Who knows?
Get
Anyway.
that brink struck.
Anyway, our
Where
friend
is it?
Scott Smith, $5 super chat. I'm so late to the party. I was surprised that Todd wasn't on the ECW Rise and Fall DVD back in 2004. Great to see both Francine and the Chadster. Great to
Yeah.
see you,
Well, he
Scott.
mentioned it. Yeah, he mentioned it. He said that
Oops.
he wasn't asked. So there you go. I
He
mean, it's
wasn't
quite
asked
plain and
to
simple.
oh my gosh. Well, like Charles Chip Dardahl. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there might be a lot of discrepancies between him and Paul, the way they remember things. It would be interesting to hear Paul's opinion, but like he said, maybe he'll never, maybe he'll just ignore it and never say any. Who knows? But if
Hey,
he
open forum if he wants to come and retort.
that's not going to happen.
I'm just saying, open forum for Mr.
I
Heyman.
will say something about Paul though. When I got offered to go to WWF, because it was still WWF, he told me, I can't compete with their money. If you want to go. Very kind about it. And I've told this story before. And he said, what would it take to keep you? And I said, a raise. And he said, done. And that was my that was my thing. But he told me, I can't compete with them. I can't compete with their money. If you want to go and get more money, no heat, you can go. That was just my personal experience with them. But this other, like all these other things I never heard. So very interesting. Amazing interview. Read the book. Get the book.
Definitely. Stevie used to say, "Buy the shirt, buy buy the book."
Buy the book. Yeah, amazing. I can't wait to get a copy.
Speaking of, we'll stay with ECW.
Okay.
We are going to, and I mentioned this before. I mentioned Asbury Park before. This week we are going to film our response to the Dark Side of the Ring Bam Bam Bigelow episode. It aired this week. We just haven't had a chance to check it out yet. So that is going to be coming because I know you've probably been tweeted 10 million times about it. We're going to get together and record about it. We just haven't done it yet. So I just want to throw that out there because I mentioned Asbury Park before. I just want to follow up on my comments from earlier.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to look disheveled and have no makeup on because we're filming very early on Friday morning. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it as well. I'm just talking about my physical appearance.
I was going to say, not the you looking disheveled part. I'm not looking forward to that. But I mean, I saw screenshots. I saw some little clips on Twitter. I mean, I think it's going to be unbelievable.
Did we make it? Did we make that the same shot? Probably doing this in the ring.
You got to figure because Shane was a part of it. You got to figure they're going to throw you guys a bone.
Okay,
we'll see some B-roll.
Perfect. Okay, well if we're done, we'll pick a prize out of the Charles chip jar. I have it right here. Oh my gosh. It's Vinny again.
Oh my God, Vinny.
Vinny.
What?
I don't think he's in the room, but we know where Vinny is.
Vinny, my man, who his last package just went out.
Oh,
he is lucky that he just we upped the price to something different.
We did?
Yeah, well, he got the last one. He got this already.
Okay.
He just got this.
Oh.
So I gotta give him something different.
Okay.
He got that one already.
You do what you want.
Well, Vinny's a channel member.
Vinny's great.
Vinny's
a big supporter. So
he's a loyal subject.
He's here, Vinny. You won.
Vinny, you got it, my man. I got you.
Show him again. Vinny.
ECW DVD cover.
Sandman and I.
Sandman and the Queen.
Awesome. Does he get the DVD?
No.
Oh.
It's the insert for the DVD.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, cool.
Pretty
That's
cool.
a cool piece. Very cool. Vinny, congratulations, son. What's coming up for you? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, check me out. Check out the interview with Todd on It's Husey Hello. There's clips on YouTube. Husey. But also, it's on Husey's podcast feed. New episode of Get My Go is dropping either this week or next week. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on there. And ibexclusives.com at Chad IAMB on Twitter.
We have a late super chat come in. The TJR says, Bam Bam was a customer at the propane and welding supply company my dad works at. I think it's worked at. Always said he was a great guy and a friend. He gets sad still. Oh, yeah. Tell your dad he was a great guy. I loved Bam Bam with all my heart. And we'll talk about it more. I'm sure I might cry. But we'll talk about it more when we shoot the Dark Side recap. Will that be up Friday at some time? Maybe Friday evening, or can we get it up?
Oh, yeah. No, that's going straight out.
Okay, cool. So that'll be up. So another episode coming at you on Friday. If you haven't, guys, if you're here, please hit the subscribe button or bell, whatever the hell it is. It's a button. And give us a thumbs up for this video. We are trying to desperately get to 10,000 subscribers, and it's a slow climb. We're getting there. The goal is by December 31st. I said if we don't get to 10,000, I'm shutting the channel down. That's what I said. Chad over here is trying to fight me on that one. He wants to keep it going, but it's a little frustrating. I know a lot of you watch, but you're not subscribed, and I don't understand. It's free. So if you would just hit the subscribe button and pass the word on. Get the word out. Let people know about us. And on social media, I am at ECW Diva Francine. And with that, that is a wrap. Thanks for coming, guys. We love you. Have a great Wednesday and a great weekend. And take care.